Melbourne's objectives for this event were really to facilitate a session where we could have a discussion about the idea of going local. So the two things that we're focusing on are improving local food production and improving the purchase of local and regional food. It's something that the City of Melbourne have been focusing on for probably about the past year, and so we're really interested in what it is that the community have to say about that.
In our community, a lot of older people are starting to come to our veggie store, and they're sharing information about the history of the community.
It builds the food security, but it also builds the community security because you know your neighbours.
So to relocalise food distribution, of course, farmers markets help identify local sources for consumers.
Increasing self-reliance locally, more direct control of how food is produced, physical benefits of growing food in our gardens locally.
There's a great quote by futurist and systems theorist Bucky Fuller, which goes something like, the way to make change isn't to fight against the existing reality. The way to make change is to build a new model that makes the old model obsolete. So when we're working with communities and with organisations around how to make change and to create better futures, we always are thinking around what's that new model. So we design these processes to actually ask participants and key stakeholders to envision what a new model for a local food system might look like.
Well, if I'm thinking about my preferred future, it's to have a local community that's vibrant, that's thriving, that has food being produced locally, that's a very strong community.
Going to those food hubs, working with students, and also talking to people to find out what they want.
The local area, there's going to be more sensual experiences.
This is the second time that we've worked with doing something good. The first time was with the Eco-City Food Forum. We had a fantastic response.
When we ran the Eco-City Food Forum a year ago, it was really about naming and connecting the stories that are out there around fair, resilient and healthy food systems. Whereas this event was more about bringing in the next stage of project type development, really grounding it in specific issue.
We need a better food system because clearly what we're seeing at the moment is the current food system is broken. The industrialised food system probably hasn't served us that well, and so things need to change. We hear that from the sector, we hear that from the community, that they want to do things differently.
It was very interesting to see that understanding between the growers, eaters, retailers and all the different components of the food system and how that needs to work together.
So what are some of the ideas that people have come up with tonight? Some of the ideas that have been captured? Is there a way for us to progress some of those ideas and in a rapid manner as well?
No matter how much we organise, the living soil is the water and carbon bank for future food security. The next generation of farmers with the skills to feed themselves, their kin and community for future food security is really our task. So the redesigned strategies for food security in the future are really the relocalisation of food production and what I call the ruralisation of settlements. So that's basically bringing those functions, what we think of as rural functions, back into settlement areas. Starting locally, starting with the people who are passionate about it and not being too worried that, but it's not reaching everyone yet, because those things happen not by everyone catching the same enthusiasm we have. It'll be around basic need.
Just bringing through that things are going to change, which I've felt and known myself, but I like the way it's been brought out, and it's been brought out with, well, what are we going to do about it?
There's already a motivation for people wanting to eat better food and understand where their food comes from. So really for us, I think the beauty of Grow It Local is that it provides people the ability to do that.
It's made me feel less isolated and more inspired to keep doing what I'm doing, which is growing vegetables and getting some of the younger members in my block of flats are also growing vegetables now.
Yeah, I had a really good time tonight. It's been very exciting, very engaging, and it's been great to meet people who are in the same kind of, doing the same kind of things that we're doing.
I'm happy to keep doing that, knowing that there's more of that sort of delightful interaction and activity down the road. It's a growth industry, a growth activity.